This is Roger Strokoff with Syscon TV. We're at Cloud Expo East in New York in the year 2015, and I'm sitting right now with Jeff Katzen from CenturyLink. If you're a CenturyLink customer, you know all about the company, but not everybody is. This is the first time we've seen the company out at Cloud Expo, so welcome, Jeff.
Thank you.
And let's give our audience kind of an overview of CenturyLink, what it is, what it does, and how it's relevant to cloud computing.
Sure, absolutely.
I'll just hang on to that.
Okay, you will. Sorry. So yes, CenturyLink is an IT service provider. We're a $20 billion company. We're a Fortune 200 company. We started our roots about 85 years ago in providing rural telecom services in rural Louisiana. And since then, we're a company that have grown and transformed through acquisitions. So we bought Quest, which was a global telecommunications company, about 10 years ago. We bought Service, which was a global hosting company, had co-location, managed hosting and cloud services about 3 years ago. And since then, we've done a number of very strategic acquisitions in the cloud space, including around infrastructure as a service, around platform as a service that we're just talking about, in the analytics space. So it's that full suite of services that we bring to the table that enables us to be an IT service provider. And it's this concept we have of hybrid IT. So being able to treat the different components of our portfolio as Lego building blocks and taking each of those building blocks and combining them together, building a platform on which to deploy an application.
Yeah, I mean, acquiring a telco company is something that telcos do all the time, but acquiring a data center company, the Service acquisition showed a distinct change in strategy, and it wasn't that long ago. You know, so how's that? I can't really ask why you did it. There were other people that made that decision, but you know, how is it working out for you to leverage all that strength?
Yeah, absolutely. It's working out really well. It's a very natural fit into the rest of our portfolio. We find that our customers want to have a private connection into the data center, and they want all these additional services within the data center. And it was a very strategic acquisition for us. I mean, at that time, a decision was made, and like you said, I didn't make the decision, but a decision was made to make this our area of growth. Whereas some of the other companies in the telecom space has kind of chosen different directions. Hosting and cloud is our strategic direction, and it's something that's working out quite well and is a pretty good strategic fit.
I don't know if you know this, but there's a growth in data. It's a growth in bandwidth. And so, you know, what are you seeing? It looks like it's almost exponential, and to what degree are you reassuring some of your customers that you can handle it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we handle, on the network side, we handle a large portion of the internet traffic already. We've been doing that for a number of years. We've been in the space, you know, so I come from the Service acquisition at Service. You know, our kind of message to the market was we're in the business of enabling our customers to build their brand and standing behind their brand, and we provide infrastructure services and capabilities that help them do that. So we're a trusted partner to our customers, and we have a lot of experience managing mission-critical workloads all the way to working in development and test environments.
And this is, I was talking to someone yesterday, someone had a wireless question, and to clear it up, CenturyLink's not a wireless provider, but you can work with them if there's that need, because I think there's a lot of mobile traffic as well.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and that's what I said earlier about making that strategic direction. Some of the other telecom companies went into that space, and we went into the hosting space, so for sure.
What sort of growth are you looking at? Or like if there's a typical day in your life, what sort of issues are you looking at, and what are you looking at, you know, down the road a little bit so you can stay just ahead of what your customers need?
Right. So so we're very focused on the cloud space. I think our vision, our biggest challenge, to your point, is from my perspective, is getting the word out about who we are, about how big we are, about the capabilities we have. And it's one of the reasons why we're a platinum sponsor here today, because we feel it's done a really good job of getting the word out. Where we're headed is we're taking all these capabilities we have, our broad portfolio, and it's our long-term vision, but we're basically putting a layer of software and a layer of automation across all of that. So you mentioned Dave Shikochis' talk yesterday. He was talking about building platforms. So that's what our platform will look like. The ability to, through an API, through automation, through a portal, deploy a virtual machine, deploy a physical server, deploy managed services, deploy a network connection, all through automation, all through self-service. And it's a longer-term vision, but it's something we're very aggressively working towards.
People are watching this; they'll be watching this on YouTube. So when you're doing it, you can look for Dave's speech. Dave Secouchis, and he gave a tremendous speech that really talked about journeys and dreaming and the really big picture. The biggest challenges that you might have. That's, I think, what CenturyLink would welcome. And speaking of how big you are, do you have facts and figures you can tick off? People may not be aware of the size of the company.
Right, so $20 billion in revenue, a little bit shy of that. I think around 30,000 employees, global presence. Headquartered in Monroe, Louisiana, but very strategic locations in Denver and in Seattle, which is where our cloud development center is.
Great. Thank you. We've been sitting here for a few minutes with Jeff Katzen with CenturyLink. I think you know how to contact him, CenturyLink.com. And thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for watching. For Syscon TV, this is Roger Struckoff.